things change, the more they remain the same.
I'm Chris Davis. The following presentation celebrates both WKOZ's 75-year journey of serving Kosciuszko in central Mississippi, as well as Boswell Media's 60th anniversary. WKOZ's story begins back in 1947 as Cy Behackle and his partner launched in October of that year with a commitment to serve the people and businesses of Kosciuszko and the surrounding areas. That commitment was shared and continued forward by Mims Boswell after his purchase of WKOZ AM. After purchasing the company from his father, Johnny Boswell would expand on that commitment with the addition of several stations such as Kickin' K105 and currently WLIN Breezy 101, WCKK Kicks 96, and WKOZ Cruisin' 98 FM. Boswell Media Sports expanded and has become the soundtrack for high school and junior college sports. Boswell Media's websites, breezynews.com, kicks96news.com, and cruisin98news.com have become a flagship for local content, news, and weather, and average over 5 million visits a year. The third and current generation of the Boswell Media family continues this legacy under the leadership of Melissa Boswell Townsend, whose passion and creativity has seen the creation of Boswell Digital Media, the incorporation of audio and video campaigns, the Mississippi Songwriter of the Year, and Boswell Media's commitment to community has expanded to include their annual Cruisin' for a Wish campaign as well. Yes, times, technology, and communities have changed, but as they do, generations of central Mississippi residents will remain informed and entertained thanks to Boswell Media's commitment to community. And that remains the same.
It's been a long, long time.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press.
In 1947, Jimmy Arundel of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I began the building of WKOZ in Kosciuszko.
United States history dates from 1776, but long before that, wild animals tramping between salt licks made trails in the American wilderness. Indians linked their villages with these trails, or traces, as they were called. The first white men to explore the land of the Choctaws and the Chickasaws in our primitive southeast found themselves pounding an ancient warpath into a pioneer highway, and they called it the Natchez Trace. Well, sir, there was a watering hole on the Natchez Trace, which the Indians called Red Bud Springs. They've renamed Red Bud Springs in honor of a Polish hero of our Revolutionary War. He spelled it one way, we another, and it's pronounced Kosciuszko.
Kosciuszko residents and their leaders always reward people who have a keen interest in serving the community. We salute Johnny and Mims Boswell and his fine wife today.
This is Mims Boswell Jr. We're privileged to have with us Mr. Trumpet Man himself, Harry James. Harry, welcome to Kosciuszko.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us something about your outstanding drummer, man. Understand that he's very outstanding.
Well, we've always been fortunate. I always figure a drummer's like a good quarterback or a good pitcher. And we had Buddy Rich with us for about 8 or 9 years. We had Louis Belson and we had Sonny Payne. As soon as Sonny Payne left the band, well, we brought him in. His name is Les DeMurle. He's been with us now 5 years.
Thank you very much, Mr. Trumpet Man. Harry James and his entire orchestra will be at the Kosciuszko Moose Lodge tonight playing for dance starting at 8 p.m. This is Mims Boswell Jr., WKOZ AM FM.
Hello, I'm Mickey Coulter. I was lucky enough to get to spend my early years in Kosciuszko with the Boswells and the WKOZ family. In fact, Mims gave my dad, Floyd Coulter, his very first job in broadcast engineering. I think Johnny and I were about 3 or 4 years old at the time. It's been said that we met as toddlers crawling around on the floor of the WKOZ studios back when it used to be on the courthouse square downtown. Well, broadcast engineering, thanks to Mims and WKOZ, was a dream job for my dad, a profession that he enjoyed the rest of his life. But in addition to broadcast engineering, the job also entailed doing an on-air shift, which I think they called a combo man back in the day. And that led to one of my biggest and best memories of our time with Boswell Media. Saturday nights, broadcast live on WKOZ 1340 AM from the Attala County Courthouse. the Big K Jamboree. It was a showcase of local talent featuring sounds of the Magnolia State Playboys, including Ralph, Cliff, Carl, and Caroline Townsend. They were the house band, so to speak, but they'd regularly welcome pickers and grinners from miles around who'd show up to be on the radio and part of the show. One of those pickers was a young banjo player named Carl Jackson. Carl Jackson went on to become a respected studio musician and eventually part of the Glenn Campbell TV show in the mid-70s, Traveling the World with Glenn. And to think it all started in Kosciuszko and WKOZ. I remember Dad holding the microphone down to the young Carl's banjo so that the radio audience could get a good listen to that banjo picking. And then he'd jump back behind the judge's desk and he'd do the live sponsor commercials. And sometimes then, after the broadcast portion of the show was done, Dad would jump over the desk again, go down and grab a bass guitar and sit in with the band for a little while. Those memories and experiences would eventually lead me to a career of my own in broadcasting. And in fact, I get to be a small part of the Boswell Media family to this very day. And in closing, I'd like to wish WKOZ a happy 75th birthday, as well as the Boswell family a happy 60th anniversary.
At that time, radio was turning to the music, news, and sports format, and we joined the group.
Your first source for Central Mississippi news is here.
Good Wednesday morning with Breezy News. I'm Melvin Wood.
For the Max South Broadband News and Weather Center, I'm Breck Riley.
I'm Randy Bell.
I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending.
I heard an extremely loud noise and felt the building shake.
Boswell Media employee Ashley Davis.
I saw a line hanging in front of the building, and so I knew something had fallen onto the radio station.
What it was the radio tower. A tree had fallen on one of the guy wires, and the tower came crashing down on the building.
Boswell Media Sports.
Allman catches it at the 5-yard line. He's running it back at the 20. Coming down the sideline at the 30. He's got a lane down the sideline at the 50. He's got a lane at the 40. He's got a lane at the 30. Nobody's going to catch Antonio Harmon. Whippets win it on an interception return for a touchdown. Wow, how about that?
He's got it. He's headed to the end zone. Touchdown! Academy. I feel like 20 years ago I was brought here to do this, and I'm proud that, by gosh, I can stand on this field with that group of young men and bring this thing home to our school in our 50-year anniversary.
And the clock will run down now. State championship number 21. Rebels 82 and Hartfield 45. Let's go.
But into the glove of the diving catcher, Simmons Brooks. That one's spun in the air. She lays out to her left and falling down makes the basket catch. And cue the Sports Center Top 10 sound effects. History made here in Bogachita as Choctaw County march on in dominating fashion to their first ever second round playoff series.
That's it. Make some room on the trophy shelf, because for the second straight season and for the third time in 4 seasons, your Kosciuszko Lady Whippets are the 4A state champions.
Hit a long way. Left fielder going back. Get out of here. Grand slam for Hayden Rogers. And boy, did the Whippets get back into this one.
WKOZ, Kosciuszko.
Eleanor Bigby picks up the dice, raises the price, chops up the ice, traffic's advice. Oh, no.
If your music isn't what it should be, drawn by one of the largest sheet music departments in Mississippi, Stereo City, and their new location on the square in downtown Kosciuszko.
WKOZ is 13Z.
13Z with Lace & Stone at 9:35 in Kosciuszko on the Thursday night. Got about 15 minutes left here. If you got something you want to hear, give me a call right now, 289-1340. Elton John at 9:40. Tell me when the whistle blows from Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy, 13Z.
13Z with Lace & Stone, taking you to the summer of 75 on a Thursday night. We got some music from the summer of 71. It's from the Stair Steps and the Ooh Ooh Child.
WKOZ, Kosciuszko.
13Z with Lace & Stone, the greatest fall of your life on a Thursday night with Linda Ronstadt and Heatwave. 13Z with Lace & Stone, that's Linda Ronstadt by request, Heatwave.
The
perfect companion in your favorite ride. Super hits. Cruisin' 98.
I'm Chuck Denver. The Rolling Stones have performed their 1966 classic Out of Time for the first time in front of a live audience. You probably didn't see it because it was in Madrid, Spain. It's part of their 60 tour, but you can read all about it.
Feeling fine, fine as fine can be. Those are the Beatles. Cruisin' 98. This is Bill Knight. Prairie Farms presenting the Mississippi Songwriter of the Year at the Max in Meridian coming up on the 25th. If you want details, we got them. Just go to mssongwriteroftheyear.com.
Well, tomorrow it's going to be mostly sunny with the high of 94. Wednesday, mostly sunny with the high of 94. Thursday, just a small chance of rain. Join the award-winning Randy Bell weekday mornings with Chuck Denver on Cruisin' 98. Listen weekdays from 6 until 9 or anytime at cruisin98news.com.
Hey, you're waking up too stinking early. The Jay Taylor Show on 101.1. Breezy 101. Breezy 101.
Hello.
Amy.
Uh-huh.
This is Jay at the radio station.
Okay.
You did register for the Ultimate Thanksgiving Feast. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, you won.
Well, thank you.
No, see, I can't give it to you if you can't get more excited than that. Let me say it again. You won the Ultimate Thanksgiving Feast.
I'm so excited, Jay.
Okay, well, I guess we tried. That'll have to do. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your Ultimate Thanksgiving Feast. It's courtesy of Walmart and all of us here at Breezy 101.
You're listening to the Mississippi Radio Personality of the Year, Breck Riley on The Breakfast Show. Turn up the radio. Breezy 101.
Have you figured out? We told you it was there on breezynews.com. It was on Facebook. It was on Twitter. Some cryptic, sort of a cryptic poem. Not very well written. But without further ado, have a drum roll, please.
What?
Take it away.
What?
It's the one and only Lolly Dude. He's back.
Cakes 98, your home for country hits and country legends. Buddy Jewel and Sweet Southern Comfort. Well, good morning to you. I'm Eric Matthews. Got a treat for you. Got Buddy Jewel on the phone. Buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Eric. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
You're the original Nashville Star winner. How'd you get involved in all that?
I actually had a friend of mine, Richard Johnson, from my church here in Nashville, who came in one Sunday and said, there's this new reality TV show they're doing. It's for singer-songwriters, and you ought to get involved. So I went ahead and tried out, and, man, thank God I did.
Just who is WCKK, Mississippi Superstar Country Kicks 96, the 2021 Mississippi Radio Station of the Year? And speaking of winning, their parents always knew the crew of BMO in the Morning were destined for great things in radio when they grew up. Now, BMO and the crew are Mississippi's Morning Show of the Year. And all we're doing now is waiting for them to grow up. You're listening to BMO in the Morning on Mississippi Superstar Country. Kicks 96.
Griffin, how old are you?
6.
6 years old. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Work here.
You want to work here? How much money a year is it going to cost us to have you join the team?
About what?
I mean, think about expenses.
$99.
Is that an hour, a minute?
An hour.
$99 an hour. That sounds like an incredible bargain.
Top price talent, man.
That's it.
Here, deep as you can get in the heart of Dixie. New schools, new hospital, new churches, new parks, with lots of folks still talking soft and lazy-like, yet working 8 hours in town and farming 10 acres on the side. Mims Boswell runs our ABC station here and runs 67 acres of Angus cattle just 5 minutes from the studio. What's the secret? Where does Kosciuszko get its energy, epitomized by these fire-eating JCs and all this industry and activity in this least likely place? They had to scratch for a living, and they just keep scratching.